What's up, everybody? We're going to keep this one as short and sweet and to the point as possible. This is definitely not going to be any kind of financial advice, but you've definitely seen a lot in the headlines, and even I'm saying it in some of the streams if you follow me on there. So this is Don Fron Trading, where I do talk about investing. I'm talking about real estate, everything I do, because trading's the income, but now what do I do with it? Because it doesn't just stop there. That was my idea behind this whole channel. But we have some very, very serious writing on the wall, some clues that just aren't good. And, I'm not for the fear-mongering bit. I'm not. But I will say, if you've ever heard me talk about a crash on YouTube, I'm 2 for 2. Right? It's happened. And so I don't want to say I'm sounding the horn yet. But we keep hearing this economic hurricane and all that. Now, there's some merit to every bit of this. But I tried to come up with an analogy for you guys. It was just like if every crash had a different color set of marbles. We just dumped a whole bag of marbles on the table and was like, oh, that's a blue marble. That happened in 1929. There's a missing decade. Well, that could be that would happen in 1960, 69, 68. There's a couple lost decades out there. That looks like Japan's market from over there. It's like everyone's taking bits and pieces of every other current crash we've ever had, and they're trying to tie it to what's going on now. And I'm telling you, all those other crashes, they were their own set of situations, their own problems. Some people even pull up the Dow, and they're like, oh man, look at this, and then they're comparing that. I even saw it being compared to Japan. And that's cool. And I'm a technical analysis guy. Because again, trading's my income, and that kind of tells you the order flow, where the buyers and sellers are at. It tells you attitude, right? So intraday trends. By the time I come on here and sound the alarm, it might already be a little bit too late for, we'll all already be in this management mode, and someone else would be just, holy crap, what's going on? I could be in a very bad spot. The part that concerns me a lot is, while all those facts everyone's talking about they're kind of real. They're there at least. The CEOs doing layoffs and stuff like that. Small businesses just hiring freeze. All that just turns into, that could set off its own spiral by itself, because they're laying off now. Now there's no buying. The whole circle of life just isn't happening because there was a pinch point in one spot, and then that kind of just derails things. And so what I'm doing to prepare, this is, again, I'll leave it at that. You guys have seen all the fear-mongering, and I know how annoying. I've even try to watch other YouTubers and get their opinion, but you can't make it 30 seconds without them pitching FTX, Webull, Moo. Like, what's another one? Meet Kevin and his life insurance. There's always something dumb, like every 30 seconds. So without all that, because I do make a trading from living, and I do make a living from trading, I'll still trade day to day. I'm kind of, what the part I do agree with is there's weeks, or they're called the missing decades, where it pushes up and then it just chops a lot of up and down. 10 years later, the S&P is still in the same spot. So investors, that sucks. That's a decade. As trading goes by, we'll be just fine. I'll still be here on YouTube because, I don't need the YouTube income. I'm actually here to help everyone else out. Nothing's going to change here. But this is for everybody that, no matter what your age group is, let's say 2023, that's where I'm thinking, really, we take a turn for the worse, right? We go from recession to depression, where a lot of people are just getting laid off. Now jobs are awesome right now, but let's say they're not in 2023. Like Dave Ramsey says all the time, what if life happens? Now, we got some clues that life just might happen right around the corner, and we might have a major speed bump to get over. And what happens if you lose your job or anything like that? The one thing again, not financial advice, but you can ask, how do I word this? You can come on my channel, The Don Fron Show, and ask me my opinion on a particular ticker. Because I would say take your income, your disposable income, and I would be putting every red cent into an account, specifically a trading account. But you're not going to trade with it or invest. In fact, the idea is to not use a single dollar, not buy a single share of anything. We're not going to try to time anything. Like, we hopefully, well, if you're watching me, you might already have a trading account. We can trade with that, and we can do that. This money, very clear, separate. Now, if you've been following me for a while, you guys know I absolutely despise savings accounts. Just don't care for them. All my money's in a trading account because, well, some of them have debit cards. I spend out of that, like my E-Trade card. I love that because I could just, well, Amazon just. But if I ever needed a couple bucks, I could trade an Amazon contract real quick, and then I could spend those profits just instantly. You know, it's not like it's some kind of hassle. I have access to the money at all times. But the reason I say put it in a trading account, if we take a turn for the worse, what I'm doing is, just because we're on this position right here, you can see it. So I do an iron condor every week on the S&P. This takes 200 bucks. Now there's already one side already closed because as it pushes up, I'll leg out. You know, on green days and puts are worthless, I'll close the puts because I sold them. I want them to be worthless. On red days, I'll sell the calls. You know, so if, for instance, you even took this one today, it locked up $200, right? You collected $39. Percentage-wise, that's awesome. We're not doing that at all. Like, and I wouldn't want you to get tempted on that. Don't try to do this. This is going to be your nest egg, your savings for, holy crap, things might get bad, or you and your spouse got laid off. Now you're screwed. Like, you're in a significantly hard spot. What you can do is tie up some of those funds. This is what I do with, because I don't trade my full account, but I don't like money just sitting there because that's a waste of time. I did ask my mentorship group, like, what are some cheaper tickers we can do this on? So here's QCOM. We're already a day in for Theta, but okay. So look, if we sell a put now, right now we would need $14,000 because you need, when you sell a put, that's worst case scenario, those shares will get put to you. So you pick the strike price, and come Friday, your expiration, if it is below that, you get 100 shares put to you. It's where it gets its name from. Like up here, you tie up 10,000, you'd collect $1. It's not a good example. Where is it? A popular strategy, we're not worried about that. A popular strategy is sell the 30 deltas. We're not going to play the game of assignment and then sell calls later. All we're doing is beating a savings account. These are still taxable events, but let's say come the speed bump. You had $10,000 in a savings account. You had $10,000 in a trading account, collecting a few bucks every week. That, I don't know if that, there's probably a perfect storm where that was the make or break and you made it out just fine, but which guy would you rather be? The guy with 10,000 or the guy with 11,000? Because it can add up quickly. And why I do the weekly, some people are like, well, Don, that's cool. I could sell the one, let's find a good one. Let's do the 3 deltas. No more than 5, okay? 12,800 bucks. And some of you guys are like, huh, that's nothing. You locked up $12,000 and you made, we'll put it right in the middle at 15 bucks. Okay, now remember, we're comparing this to a savings account. The only thing you need to beat is a savings account. But some of you guys think, okay, I can sell the 128 for June 10th and only make 15 bucks. Or, Don, what if I do, here's the 17th. Did I say the 128? Okay, the 128 strike. We go June 17th, 128 strike. Now we're collecting 80 bucks. Why is that so tempting? Must be an earnings in there. There's a wild jump. Don't trade this if it has earnings. Double check that. You shouldn't be jumping that much. We don't have the 128, but see how much further you can go out? Hang on. Really? I'm probably going to be doing this one right now. I like this one. My argument, while this is not the best example for it, is you can go a month out. What about June 10th? So we can do July. Now, a month out will be significantly more, but the price fluctuates. I would rather do the 4 weeks instead of 1 month out, because as price moves up and down, so does my target, my strike price. I can move with it. I want to never get assigned. All I want to do is collect free money. I'm going to tie up that capital. I'm going to collect the free money, and then next week, this is where you become the house, not the casino. And I think doing that, if you could apply every red cent you had and put it in something like this, or, you know, at least this gives you something to dive into. Like, something to research. You know, I would not be, if you do YouTube this, you're gonna see people with the popular strategy is to sell the 30 deltas. I don't care about that. Here's one standard deviation is 1026. We're at 187, so we'll say $10. So what, 177? That's one standard deviation. We might stay inside that. You can go two, do 167. Two standard deviations, 2 times the expected move, and you're still going to collect 35 bucks. That is still way more than a savings account will ever pay you after you pay taxes, and you'll just be that further ahead in case there is something. This is exactly what I do with all my leftover capital that I'm not using to trade with. It is just churning and making. I call this children's allowance, but I'm way better off doing that than putting it in a savings account or just stuffing cash in a mattress for it to go away. And I wanted to say this now, or just bring it to you guys' attention, that even I'm thinking like something's up. So I'm not sitting in all cash because that's, to me, I'm a trader. You guys, I like to time the market, so I do it all the time. But if we're going to have a missing decade, there is going to be a lot of ups and downs where timing the market will be a lot more important than I know a lot of investors say it's all about time and not timing. And worst case scenario, nothing happens. What do you have? A bunch of cash that you get to go buy and do whatever you want with. You can dump it into your investments. You can either average down a lot. Let's say we get a missing decade. Nothing happens. You don't get laid off. Missing decade. Market is choppy. Now you can dollar cost average at the low points, and you could really just shovel that thing in. Best case scenario, or worst case scenario, is you get laid off. You need the money. You have it. You have a few extra bucks for that impact. That's it. So I want to make this quick video to put in your attention now, because let's say 2023 hits, things are bad, and I get to come on YouTube and tell you, hey, things are bad. I appreciate that. Where was that warning 7 months ago? Well, it's here now. Because in case 2023 is rough, use this time to get ahead of the curve, and don't just get blindsided by some curveball out of nowhere. No one expects it. That's why they call them accidents. That's why they call it unexpected. It's like, you can't really plan for this. It's just like the market typically doesn't crash when everybody's talking about a crash, but it will come out. It'll blindside you, and those that weren't prepared for every scenario are just going to get hit. So I want to make this video real quick. I'll wrap it up here. That's what I'm doing. If you have any questions, jump on the Don Franz Show. It's at the other YouTube channel when I go live on Sundays and Tuesdays, and ask me, what do you think about this ticker? Again, it's not financial advice, but maybe I can give you my opinion on, is that ticker worth it? Is the bang per buck there? I make more doing that than I do in a dividend ticker. I'll put it that way. Think of it as collecting your own dividend, but every week. Anyway, I'll wrap it up here. Hit that subscribe button. You guys know the drill. I don't peddle all the stuff everyone else does. Just hit the like button and the subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video.